Hello viewers, a couple of random races for you today. First up we have Mount Panorama. Now this first corner, well, it's one of the worst in the game for sure. We're going to move to the inside, hope for the best, and we actually get through with minimal contact. It actually worked for once. That first corner very rarely goes trouble free, or it didn't, but well, for me it did, but not for everyone. Now, okay, up the second straight, 3 are pressed behind me there, and I'm hearing contact. I'm hearing all sorts of contact into this one, hoping I don't get tagged from behind, and I don't. That was Renter there getting blocked off by the Ferrari just up ahead. I'm up into 8th. Now let's see what we can do into the uphill section. This guy's going to lag me out, but I'm actually going to get past on the exit there. We have smoke up ahead, cars everywhere, and thankfully just picking our way through that one quite nicely up into 4th place. So that's 13th straight up to 4th. We've barely done half a lap. Not bad going so far. Let's see what we can do then as we start the descent around Mount Panorama in the Mclaren F1 GT, tuned by, I don't even have to say it, as that guy goes flying into the wall. Rest in pieces to him. Okay then, right, we are in 3rd then, podium position. Moshi's just ahead of us. TUS Muffin up in the lead. Some pretty good drivers in this lobby, so we have our work cut out here to try and keep a decent position. Guys behind me aren't too far away, so we do have to keep our wits about us as we come down the straight. Let's see what we can do. Does this car have decent pace down the very long straight here at Bathurst, and into the dogleg right, and then into the chicane. That guy is off, that's Moshi's, and I kind of follow him, and then through the chicane I kind of steer a bit late there, and I force Rossi almost onto the grass, a little bit late to turn. But that is lap 1 almost done, apart from this last corner. So that's Moshi's back into 2nd. And I kind of making a lot of mistakes here at the end of the lap. That's Rossi going flying past. Probably won't be able to keep up with him. Let's see how quick that thing is down the next straight. And we have Renter just behind us still. And I go wide once again. I believe that was Racers just coming through on Renter, but then losing another position. So then halfway up the around the lap, back at the top of the mountain, coming over the peak there. That is beautiful. Just grazing the wall on the exit. This car handles so nicely. It really is a good one to have for this circuit. Handles brilliantly around this top section. I do think though that the car that Rossi has, that kind of car is the one you want. And I say about the handling, obviously my driving personally isn't up to scratch. Going into the wall, I lose a little bit of time there. I'm going to be on the back foot here to Renter as we go down the back straight again, grazing the wall on the exit. But as I was saying, Rossi having very much power orientated car, and these long straights really does help him with that kind of setup. So okay, let's have one more lap of this track. Let's see what we can do then. There's Muffin going very wide on the exit of turn 1, and Renter's going to get the run on me down the 2nd straight, so we might as well move across here, tuck into the slipstream. We're in 5th, so these last 2 laps haven't gone too well. I haven't really gained too much, at least I haven't crashed or anything. So then coming into the uphill right, just keeping the car nice and planted. Don't get on the throttle too early, otherwise you will spin out or lose a lot of time as you go a little bit sideways. So Muffin here, holding up the pack. We're going to have a bit of a backlog here, as Muffin seems to be on the back foot, but then he actually gets a little bit of a gap here. So he has a bit of breathing space, maybe for a couple of corners. Renter just ahead here. I know he's a very good driver too, so he's going to pile on the pressure on this final lap. I'm going to pile on the pressure on him as well, so he has a bit of thinking to do here, forwards and backwards for him. So then coming downhill, this section here is very tricky. You have to run the walls extremely close to maximise your lap time around this section. I kind of get away a little bit, and you've got this big dip here, and again you have to get that one very close to maximise the time. Renters into the wall, no way past. That's the thing about this track, there are walls everywhere, so very unlikely they can get past. Especially when these cars are so quick, it's very hard to get that pass done. So I do actually get a poor exit down here, and that's Renter moving to the inside, swerving across, just trying to make a way past, and he actually does there. I've got Carrera approaching very quickly down this back straight. Am I going to be able to defend into the chicane? Just a couple of corners left of the race. And they're coming through the chicane. That is Muffin going very wide. He's had a poor chicane. He was third at the start of this last lap. He's getting swamped. There's contact, I believe, between himself and the Carrera. And I'm seeing proximity arrows going flying off. And that is, well, he's had a mare. Muffin, I'm sorry, he's had a bit of a mare there. Sorry that I had to show that. Mark and Steph coming through to finish 5th there. It wasn't Carrera, it was a Viper. Apologies, but you know I always get that wrong. So Rossi there winning, as you'd probably expect. Renter doing well to finish in 3rd. So then we move over to a B-class race. I'm using the Dodge Viper 99. Mark and Steph up in the lead there in his Holden GTS V. Just coming across to block off Rossi. That's going to leave me the space to come through the outside. Not quite into the lead, but just getting past Rossi into 2nd. So through the tight and twisty stuff. Let's see how grippy this car is. Driven it a couple of times in B-Class, and it's actually one of my favourites. Probably alongside the Nissan 370Z. Those two, well, this car and that car, both very good in this class. I don't have too many good B-Class cars. But let's see what we can do here. I think Rossi has once again gone for the ultimate speed tune, as we'll see in just a moment down the back straight. So you have that difference around Road Atlanta. You do have this very long straight which you simply cannot ignore when it comes to choosing your car. So then getting a decent exit, Holton just up ahead, getting a good exit too. You can see that we're fairly evenly matched. Is Steph going to move over? Not quite this time. That is Rossi going flying past in his Lotus into the lead. Probably won't see him again, so he's off for a while. Into the chicane then, that is Mark and Steph going a little bit deep, and on the exit he's going to get a poor run out. I'm going to get the run out slightly better, but not quite enough as I'm still on the outside. So I'm going to give him the entry here, but he goes in a little deep, almost into that tyre wall. That one you really do have to watch out for. He's very close to the tarmac, and he just had to back out there to make sure he didn't have a terminal failure smashing into that wall. So again, once again I am in 2nd place. Rossi just up ahead, I'll do well to keep up with him, to be honest. Around this twisty section I may well keep up with him, seeing as his car had so much PI in terms of top speed. But then once we get back to that straight, which is in a couple of corners time, we'll probably have to say goodbye to him, as he will just run off into the distance. So we have that proximity arrow once again. It looks like it's going to be a fairly close duel between the two of us here. Into the double rights. I do like these turns. The second one not having quite the same amount of camber as the one before. We get a decent exit, not quite running that curve on the outside. I find usually once I get my 2 wheels onto that curb, I'm going off. Usually it's one of those ones that pulls you off, if that doesn't sound too rude. So then coming down the back straight, I'm going to cover the left hand side, which will eventually give me the inside for the chicane. I guess it's a shame that this straight does slightly kink to the right, which gives him the advantage there. But then on brakes, I'm just a little bit later. We're going to just graze as we go through the first apex. He's going to go wide. I think he was heading wide anyway. I don't think that contact really made any difference to where he was going. So we're going to run along with that. That was a fairly clean pass, I would say. So we're going to cross the line to end lap 2, but then move to lap number 4, where it is still very close between the two of us and only half a lap left. So he has regained his composure and he's going to come back here for a second assault on the final lap. Let's see if he can do it. I'm going to try and get a decent run out of this corner. This corner here is crucial. I've gone in a little bit early and I'm going to have to back out of the throttle a little bit. That is not going to help me at all as we come down the back straight for the last time. So then let's see if he's going to get the run once again. I'm just going to cover off the left hand side. I'm going to go with the same strategy as I employed on lap 2. He's pulled out to the right hand side. I think I'm a bit further ahead than I was previously. He's going to cover me off, almost blocking me onto the left hand side. We're going to make contact once again. He's got his braking a bit better that time, but then I'm going to back out and come back for the cutback. Beautifully done, back into second. Just one more corner left to hold it together, and we do very nicely. And there we go, finishing second. That was a very good duel actually, very interesting. Little tactics there down the back straight. I could have gone either side. I opted to go and block the inside, typically the best place to block I guess, but you do have that little kink to the right which you have to consider on that back straight. But there you go, I thought I'd bring you just a couple of straight up decent races for you. The first one full of contact I guess, but still a decent result at the end of the day. So there you go guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new and you'd like to see more like this. So do hit that like button if you did enjoy the video, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, goodbye.